Welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling's virtual college fair. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Before we get started with our presentations, just a few quick housekeeping items to go over. The first is that attendees are welcome and certainly encouraged to ask any questions you may have to any of the panelists at any time utilizing the Q&A feature. You can pose your question to a specific panelist, or you can ask a question to any and all of the panelists. Also, just a reminder that your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on the same website where you registered for this session. Without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our first panelist, which will be Reed College.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having us here. Hello, everybody. My name is Varick Harris. I am one of the assistant deans of admission here at Reed College. I'm also a Reed alum, and it is my kind of, joy, honor to present some cool, fun information to you all about Reed. So before we get started, I think it's very important to kind of get a sense of where we even are. So Reed is a small liberal arts college located way out from Pennsylvania in Portland, Oregon. So this is the view of campus kind of from a top-down perspective. This is facing east towards Mount Hood, and then this is a view that's actually facing west towards the city and kind of going out towards the Pacific Ocean. So we're definitely very lucky to be, a liberal arts college that is in a pretty, big city. It's definitely something that I was definitely looking for when I was kind of going through my college search process. Also, you might have noticed there's a lot of trees. The Pacific Northwest is definitely known for being a very outdoorsy area, and that is applied on campus as well. The cool thing about Reed is that there's actually a nature preserve that runs through the center of campus, where a lot of students are able to kind of engage in a lot of active biology research. And, you can just kind of sit, take a load off and relax and kind of hike around the trails there. I spoke a little bit about biology research. This is one of our biology professors, Derek Applewhite. Another interesting thing about Reed is that we are kind of known for producing a lot of research. Every student that comes to Reed has to write a research paper as their senior project. It's called a senior thesis. And this is regardless of what major you're doing. Derek actually was recently awarded an NIH grant. And so there are ways to be engaged in undergraduate research at a liberal arts institution. This scene was taken from one of our conferences, so we don't have many lecture style classes on campus. The average class size at Reed is 17 students, and we have a 9-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So you should expect the vast majority of your class time to be spent in situations like this, where it's more of, that roundtable discussion. Going back to research, this is really just kind of a fun fact. Reed actually has the only undergraduate run nuclear reactor, essentially in the world. So this is it. This is what it looks like. If you're worried about any type of radiation poisoning students are going to receive here, I can promise you it is not that, it's not that level of nuclear activity. It's a very weak reactor. I believe the story is it has enough power to run 2 washing machines at the same time. And it's only used for research. So it doesn't actually power anything at the college. Performing arts. So let's talk a little about science. Performing arts. This is the Performing Arts Building. It is a beautiful space. In it are a couple of different options. This is one of the theaters. There's also dance studios that students can participate in. And you definitely do not have to be a performing arts major to participate in these activities. The vast majority of plays and dance performances or choral performances that are put on by members of Reed's community are done by students that aren't members of the performing arts majors. Now we're talking a little bit about clubs. So as you would expect, there's a lot of clubs. We don't have any Greek life on campus, and so students kind of fill that void with things like this. So this is our fire spinning troop. Their name is Weapons of Mass Distraction. They do these events pretty much almost every week, which is pretty cool. And the clubs on Reed's campus, you really don't have to be well versed in anything to participate. They're open. It's kind of just like if you want to join, you are more than welcome to. Reed also has a ski cabin. So that mountain that you saw in the first picture, there's a ski cabin that we own on the slopes. So if you want to learn how to ski, or if you just want to spend a weekend up there, it is totally open for you to do so. It sleeps about 14 people. And when you graduate, you have access to it for the rest of your life, which is a pretty cool and interesting benefit. And then dorms. Well, that isn't very important. So dorms, this is Trillium, Reed's newest dorm on campus. It was constructed, I believe it was finished in 2019. It is amazing. It is very much like modern, industrial, chic. Fun fact about Reed is that you might be familiar with a lot of dorms looking like this, which is a general college double. But the vast majority of dorms at Reed are actually structured like this, where it's a divided double. So you will have a roommate, but you'll have kind of like a wall, or in some cases, a wall and a door that separate your space from your roommate space. And even more interesting is that the vast majority of dorm rooms on Reed's campus are actually singles. And then the last fun fact is students can own pets. So if you have a dog and maybe your parents might let you bring your dog with you to college, it only has to be registered as an emotional support animal, so not a trained service animal. And the last information I will leave you all with is this. Important things to note, we are test blind and we don't have any application fee. So thank you all so much for the time, and I'll pass it off to the next presenter.
Thank you very much, Reed College. And just a reminder to any attendees who recently joined us, please do feel free to send through any questions you may have through the Q&A. But up next is Central Penn College.
Great, thank you so much. I appreciate it. My name is Amy Rowcliffe, and I'm a high school outreach coordinator at Central Penn College. Central Penn is located in Somerdale, Pennsylvania, which is a suburban area about 10 minutes from downtown Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So we've got the best of both worlds. We have safe suburban campus with all that downtown Harrisburg has to offer. We are a career-focused educational institution. So we really do focus on making sure that students are able to get that job that they're striving for after graduation. So 8 reasons that people love Central Penn. You can earn your degree faster than a typical college. Rather than having semesters, we actually have 4 11-week terms that go year-round. So that means that you can earn your degree quicker. We have a student-to-faculty ratio of 15-1. So our faculty has worked, or they continue to work in the fields that they teach. So they're bringing that knowledge and expertise to you every day in the classroom. And because of that small student to faculty ratio, you really get to interact with your instructors and your classmates. We have online and in-person classes, so you can choose to take your classes all on campus, all online, or do a mix of both. We have stackable degrees. So if you come to Central Penn and you decide to start with a certificate and get out into the workforce in a couple of years down the road, you decide you want to further your education, you can build on that to get an associate's degree and then a bachelor's degree. I'm going to tell you more about our housing scholarship. It's really exciting and was just unveiled. But Central Penn College is ranked one of the most affordable colleges in Pennsylvania. We do have sports and activities on campus. So if you're interested in playing in the USCAA on a Division II level, it's a small school conference, and it gives our athletes a really unique ability to have that experience in college. And it's very important that once you've made that decision to go to college, that you've got the support that you need to be successful. And so we do provide that through a variety of options. As I said, we're career focused. So if you choose to start with a certificate, you can see some of the options here. They're very timely with what's in demand in the job market these days. Our associate's degree program, you can see two of our most popular are occupational therapy assistant and physical therapist assistant. And then we have your typical bachelor's degree programs as well. Interesting fact, we do have a legal studies program that we do a 2+3 program with Widener, who's on here with us as well today. So our accelerated terms, I explained, are 11-week terms, summer, fall, winter, and spring. And you can get a $2,000 scholarship just for getting a head start with us in our summer term. So if you graduate from high school in May or June, you can start with us in July and we'll give you a scholarship just for that. So it does mean that you can earn your degrees quicker. We do require an internship, but the great thing is that means that you not only graduate with your degree, but you're graduating with real world work experience that you can show to potential employers. As I said, it's very important to get involved on campus, and we have a variety of clubs and activities on campus that you can participate in. So there's something for everyone. And if you get to campus and you don't see the club that you're interested in, we always encourage students to take some leadership roles and get one started themselves. Now, our student services are important because we want to make sure that once you have made that commitment to get your college degree, that we're supporting you in every way we can. So we have an advising department that pairs you up with a student success coach. They are the ones that help you set up your schedule each term and make sure you're on track for graduation. We also have free counseling for any students that need someone to speak with. We have a learning center that offers in-person and online tutoring with peer tutors and professional tutors. And they also have a variety of online resources that you can access 24/7. We also have an Office of Equity and Multicultural Affairs that works with all the students on campus to make sure that everybody feels welcome and included. Our campus housing is unique. We have what we call our super suites, 7 students living together, sharing a common area, but each of those 7 students has their very own room. So you're able to have that community with your suite mates, but then go into your room, it's decorated in your way, and you can close the door and have your very own space. We do have free parking for all students, and you can bring a car from the first day. I wanted to mention this housing scholarship because it's very unique. This is an opportunity for your housing rate to be fully covered for up to 8 consecutive terms, which is 2 years at Central Penn. You're only responsible for utilities and your meal plan each term. And the great news is that it is renewable for an additional 2 years. You just need to reapply. You can see the criteria that you need to meet here. We have a 90.6% graduation success rate. So that means our graduates are being employed in their chosen fields. We have a free application accessible on our website or through your phone. We do need an essay from you and your transcripts, but we are SAT and ACT optional. We do require a campus interview, either virtually or on campus. We do offer scholarships. You can check those out on our website. We also match any community scholarships up to $1,000. This is a link to our virtual tour, but we also are welcoming students on campus for tours now. I want to invite you to our event. I'll put this in the chat so you can find that link. And here's my information. If you'd like to email me, you can email me or feel free to text me if you're more comfortable with that. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Central Penn. And as Central Penn mentioned, our next presenter is Widener University.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Hope you are having a fantastic evening. My name is Jason Britton. I am the Director of Admissions at Widener University. Been with Widener about 16 years now. Prior to Widener was with a different institution. And as I was telling my colleagues prior, just getting back from campus, welcoming some students, which we did have there. So coming right off of the campus presentation from one into the next. What you're going to be looking at here, this is an aerial view of Widener's central building. It's called Old Main, but this gives you a little bit of an overview around the Philadelphia area, which actually, if I get to the next one, Widener is a metropolitan location, which simply means We are not downtown in the city of Philadelphia. We're about 15, 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia, whereas Wilmington, Delaware is only about 15 minutes south. In New Jersey, we are really close to the Commodore Barry Bridge. So right outside of the city for those who may be looking for some of that environment. Here you can see a few of the statistics about Widener. Average class sizes are pretty average with many of the traditional high school class sizes. The second to last and third to last bullets are the two that I would really like to draw your attention to. First and foremost, Widener's undergraduate class size is approximately 3,000 students. With that, our freshman class size will be around 700 to 750 students for our incoming freshman class. And also, a point to note is that Widener does not utilize any teacher assistants. Every faculty member at Widener is going to be the full-time doctoral faculty member. And for our students who do really like to be engaged and get to know faculty well, it's an excellent opportunity to do so. And with over 40 majors, we are really able to accommodate many different interests. Some of the common highest enrolled programs are our nursing program, our engineering program, physical therapy, occupational therapy, School of Business, many in the arts and sciences. We do have another 3,000 graduate students on top of the undergraduate students. One of the unique aspects of Widener is that every undergraduate program has the opportunity to continue in some type of graduate program through Widener. Again, very unique that Widener does have an equal number of graduate students as they do undergraduate students, and it is a benefit to be able to provide a pathway program for many of our students. At Widener, the vast majority of students are on-campus residents. You can see here in this slide that the majority of our freshmen do choose to live on campus. We have 7 freshman residence halls. Something of interest too is that all of our on-campus housing is guaranteed for all 4 years. So those students who do choose to live on campus do have that opportunity. Also, first-year students, freshmen, can have a car on campus, which is actually pretty unique with many traditional college environments. Widener, being right outside of Philadelphia, does have multiple public transportation stops through SEPTA around campus, and the Widener shuttle does transport students to the train station, which is only about 10 minutes away, and we utilize the Swarthmore train station. One of the signature aspects of a Widener student is that they are involved. Our students don't just go to class and leave, they are very involved in various activities. What you see in front of you now on the screen is really just a small tip of the iceberg of the 80+ clubs and organizations. We do have fraternity life. You can see some of our active programs are civic engagement and community service programs. But again, for the most part, for our high school students, most anything you do now in high school, you will be able to continue with on the college level. For our students who are interested in athletics, Widener competes in the NCAA Division III aspect of athletics. We are in the Mid-Atlantic Conference, the MAC. There are a couple subdivisions of that. Some of our common competitors in athletic contests include Albright, there's Alvernia, we have Stevenson in Maryland, Hood, the list goes on and on. So kind of some common names in there. And also for those who may not want to participate in an NCAA athletic sport, we do have intramural athletics, we have club sports, and we also have esports. In fact, I just got a message this evening that Widener is now moving up in the national rankings. We have cracked the top 20 in national rankings for esports. So again, athletics is very, very popular with many different options for our students. For those in our business, engineering, and computer science programs, Widener is one of the preeminent co-op programs in the Philadelphia region. Co-op stands for Cooperative Education, and it's an opportunity for students to integrate both hands-on experience with their coursework. What you'll see in front of you here on the screen is a template for many students as they work in the hands-on experience. For our students in these business, engineering, and computer science programs, we do try to work in a few semesters of work. And what this allows a student to do is gain the valuable experience, which is really required nowadays in these particular applied fields. They make on average about $12,000 per semester. So for those who choose to do the 3 semester, they can make upwards of over $30,000 in their 4 years as an undergraduate, and oftentimes do have that job offered to them as they complete the co-op program. You can see in front of you now on the screen just a very, very small sample of some of the organizations which Widener does work with. For us here too, with our students, we are test optional, and we are also an early action program. The application will open by August the 1st. Many different student services as well available to our students. We are at about a 95% retention rate from freshman to sophomore year with our current freshman class. We do exceed the average mean salary for our graduates, again, proven through our outcomes and really the return on investment. Final slide here. We welcome anyone who would like to visit campus. We are open for campus visits as well as many different virtual visits. So very quick overview of Widener's campus, and I would like to turn it over to our next colleague.
Thank you very much, Widener. And yes, moving into the second half of our presentations, up next we have Plymouth State University.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining in. This is Ryan Battaglia. Just put in my contact info. Going to be sharing my screen. One second here. All right. So right off the bat, I'm sure most of you are wondering, where is Plymouth State? We are in the geographical center of New Hampshire, about 2 hours north of Boston. As you can see here, it's a pretty mountainous campus, small New England town vibes here in New Hampshire. 2 hours west of us is Burlington, Vermont, and then about 2 hours east of us is Portland, Maine. So most of you might be outside of New York City or the Philadelphia area, so expect a little bit more than a 6-hour drive if you are coming to campus. And then if you're looking to study abroad, Sydney, Australia is a day away. On campus, here are just some numbers to take a picture, kind of paint a picture, but 4,000 students are within our undergraduates. 96% of those actually live on campus full time. So it's not a commuter school, not a backpacking school where kids go home on the weekends, plenty of stuff going on. Classrooms are going to be on the smaller side with about 21 in the classroom, and then there's an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So a lot of involvement in the classroom, a lot of involvement in participation-based classes. If you are looking to do clubs or organizations, this is definitely a very active campus. Obviously, you're only going to be in the classroom for maybe about 2.5 hours a day. So what you do outside of the classroom is definitely important as well. There's going to be clubs and organizations outside of your major, like the American Meteorological Club, and then the Student Nursing Association. I know business has marketing at Plymouth State. There's an entrepreneurship club. So obviously a lot of involvement outside of your major to put on your resume and build that experience. In that picture right there, this is an event called Rail Jam, where our free ski team, they actually compete against each other. You'll have snowboarders, skiers, having some fun down over by our ice arena. This is a fully run student event where kids market on campus. They partner with our local mountains. So a lot of involvement and experience coming out of that as well. Some fun ones that I like to point out is our radio station on campus, 91.7 WPCR. A lot of involvement with the communication majors. And then also, if you want to make a club organization, you only need 5 students and a faculty or staff member. So by popularity, our top majors are going to be business, criminal justice, and education. We used to be called Plymouth Teachers College, so literally teaching teachers to go into the workforce. Some interesting majors are interdisciplinary studies, which is create your own major, meteorology. We do have a theater and dance program as well, and we do have nursing. Nursing and meteorology are special requirement majors, so be sure to check those out. Now, one thing to point out about Plymouth State and our learning experience here, is our integrated clusters. So as a first year, you'll be coming out into the classroom, taking a class called Tackling a Wicked Problem. That class is kind of going to get your gears rolling and kind of thinking outside of the box. So you'll be looking at things like homelessness, terrorism across the world. You'll be looking at poverty. How are those different from one nation to another? There's really no definitive answer. So you'll look at it from different perspectives, and that will help you go into these next steps for the cluster projects. As you can see in the Venn diagram, there are a lot of different subject matters, and essentially the cluster projects are cross-functional or cross-major projects. So I'll give you an example. There's a project up in northern New Hampshire where students are helping small businesses build up their marketing, social media. So they're working with graphic designers, French majors, because of the French-Canadian tourism that comes down here. So obviously there are a lot of different projects, and you can see those there on the Venn diagram on the left. You're allowed to theme your gen ed courses, and then at the end of your senior year, you'll have a capstone course. We obviously want to make sure you are successful here at Plymouth, and we have a lot of tools to help you get there. As a first year, you'll come in with the student success coach, and they will help you schedule classes. They're kind of like your dictionary or encyclopedia for college. A career development office, they're helping with internships. They're helping with resume building, cover letters, all that great stuff. You can study abroad here, and then we do have free tutoring as well. All students are guaranteed housing all 4 years here at Plymouth, but we do have the privilege for letting seniors live off campus. And like I said, all of that living is within a mile radius. So there are a lot of third-party companies that allow students to rent houses or apartments nearby. We have 25 Division III NCAA teams, brand new men's swimming team as well, brand new turf field, brand new indoor track. So a lot of things going on for athletics here. If you're not on the competitive side and want to stay active though, we do have club sports and intramural sports. And obviously on the left, we are a very outdoorsy type school. We offer $5 lift tickets to our students, discounted rentals and discounted lessons as well. So we want to make sure that you're having that opportunity to get out there and have some fun. If you want to apply to Plymouth, we are available on the Common App. That's a $50 fee and an essay. We do also have the Panther application, which is on our website. That is free, and the essay is a little less specific than the Common App. On average, we do have a 3.0 student applying, but we want to see, for me as an admissions counselor, we want to see you're really active outside of the classroom. So sports, job, helping out with the dog, helping out with mom, whatever it is that you do outside of the classroom, that's really important, and it shows maturity. Some important deadlines. If you are someone who's looking to come to college in the next couple of years, pay attention to FAFSA. That is probably one of the most important things I will point out. And then we are rolling admissions as well. So no real deadlines for the application except for when it closes on April 1st. Here's an estimated cost of attendance. And keep in mind, this is before financial assistance. We do reward students for working hard in school, and depending on your GPA, you do qualify for a merit scholarship. So for example, if you do a 3.25, you're qualified for $8,500 a year here at Plymouth, but then you do have to maintain a certain GPA your 4 years. Well, thank you. That is enough for me. I will close my screen, and if you have any questions, my information is in the chat.
Thank you very much, Plymouth State. Moving on to our next presenter, we have Carroll University.
Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. It's nice to be here with you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And my name is Melissa Wenzler. I am one of the Assistant Directors of Enrollment at Carroll University. Carroll is a liberal arts Jesuit university that is located right outside of Cleveland. We're about 8 miles from downtown Cleveland. We have about 3,500 total students, with about 3,000 of them being undergraduate students. Like I mentioned, we're 8 miles from downtown Cleveland, suburban campus, 60-acre green space campus, Gothic architecture. We're very close to a lot of shopping nearby campus. We take advantage of our Cleveland connection. Our students are doing multiple internship and real work experiential learning while they are at John Carroll. 52% of our students do at least 2 or more internships prior to graduation. So we're really proud of the fact that our students are very well prepared for the work world. Just a couple other numbers. We are a little bit unique than in some of the other schools that are here tonight. We are a Jesuit university, so other schools like Loyola of Chicago, Gonzaga are just a couple that you may have heard of recently if you paid attention to March Madness. But being a Jesuit university really allows our students to be educated holistically, mind, body, spirit. We think it's really important, not just what you know, but it's how you think. It's how you look at different aspects of what you're studying. And our students do service. Jesuit philosophy is very centered around service, being men and women for and with others. So our students have done about 138,000 hours of service as of in 2019. That was in just 1 year. Getting involved on campus outside of the classroom is just as important. We feel that what you do outside of the classroom just enhances your leadership skills, helps you become working collaboratively, looking at things from different perspectives. So we have about 90 to 100 different clubs and organizations on campus. Student leadership is very important. So students are leading these clubs. There's an advisor, but the majority of the work with the clubs and organizations that our students are doing, they're the ones leading them. We also are very much wanting our students to take advantage of a global experience. So we have a multitude of study abroad opportunities. We have a JCU in Rome program, which is very, very popular for most of our students that are, in our College of Arts and Sciences. We also have a program in London that is more designed for our Buller College of Business students. We have about 13-to-1 average ratio, student to faculty ratio. Class sizes are small, so you're not going to be in a big lecture hall. You're not going to be lectured at. You are going to be a very active participant in your education at John Carroll. We encourage curious learners. So you will be able to be involved in discussions with your professors, your peers. The small class size also offers not only the opportunity for the professors to teach the material, but they're also there to help you fulfill your goals, whether that's to become an accountant, whether it's to become a lawyer, a doctor, an English professor, whatever, a teacher, whatever it is that you want to do when you graduate, they're there to help you meet your goals. I wanted to let you know that we have been ranked #1 in the Midwest in undergraduate teaching. That is because our faculty are in the classroom teaching. You're not going to have a graduate assistant or a teaching assistant teaching the class. You're going to have experts in the field. These professors are not only continuing to do work in their field in the real world, but they're also continuing to keep up with the material theoretically. So they're able to combine both the real world and the theoretical to provide you the very best education possible. Just some more other facts about John Carroll. We're ranked #2 in the Midwest by US News and World Report. We've been consistently ranked in the top 10 the past 32 years. We have multiple different opportunities for students to apply for scholarships. Every student that is accepted does receive a merit scholarship. So those merit scholarships range anywhere from $14,000 up to $27,000 per year. We have some signature programs that include scholarships if you're in the honors program, leadership scholars, Arupe scholars. That program is centered around students that are interested in service and social justice issues. Just a couple programs I want to highlight. Our accountancy program is top ranked in the region. Our students that graduate with an accounting degree very often we have almost 100% pass rate. And we are actually #1 in the CPA pass rate exam in the state of Ohio. Also, too, I want to point out our exercise science and sports studies program. We are very proud of the fact that we have about 20 to 25 alumni currently working in the NFL in some way, shape, or form, whether it's offensive coordinators like Josh McDaniels with the New England Patriots, Nick Caserio, who's just recently the new general manager for the Houston Texans. We also have some Jalen Myrick, who is on staff with the Kansas City Chiefs, and last but not least, Ben Milsom, who's the Chief Ticketing Office for the World Championship Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you're looking to get into sports or some sort of athletic leadership, definitely give John Carroll a try. We are very, very rich in our athletic tradition. We have 23 varsity sports. We compete at the Division III level in the Ohio Athletic Conference, which is the second oldest conference in the United States. Proud of the fact that this year, right now, our men's outdoor track and field team was recently ranked #1 in the nation. Our men and women's swimming and diving team just repeated their 5th in a row consecutive conference championships. And we have a really robust football team. Some of you may have heard of Mount Union, who is a perennial Division III championship. They're in our conference. So we obviously have a lot of competition there, but we really have a very competitive football team, as well as men and women's basketball, lacrosse, just to name a couple. So some deadlines to keep in mind as you're beginning your college search. We are Common App exclusive. There is no fee to apply to John Carroll. December 1st is our early action and priority scholarship deadlines. Again, I talked a little bit about scholarships. I'm going to put my info in the chat, and we are open for visitors. So I'd love to come and show you around campus. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, John Carroll. Now we're going to move on to our final presenter, the University of Missouri.
Awesome. Thank you guys for hanging around and joining us here this evening. My name is Jordan Moore. I am the regional admissions rep for the University of Missouri for the Northeast. So I actually live in Virginia and work with students basically everywhere north of Virginia. You will hear me refer to the University of Missouri as Mizzou. That is our nickname. That is what we go by and what we're kind of known as across the country. A little bit about our university. We do have over 30,000 students on campus. About 24,000 of those are going to be undergraduate students, with the remainder of those being doctorate or graduate level students. We are one of 6 public institutions to house a medical school, law school, and veterinary school, all on one campus. So we do have a lot going on for our students. We do house Tigers from all 50 states, more than 120 countries. So we have students choosing to join us in Columbia, Missouri, from all over the world. Columbia, Missouri is where we're located. So if you know nothing about the state of Missouri, it's essentially smack dab in the middle. St. Louis and Kansas City are on either side of us, both about an hour and a half away, right on Interstate 70, which runs through Columbia. We are a good-sized college town, a little under 117,000 people living in Columbia, plus our 30,000 college students. So a lot of people living in our area. We're definitely not as big as St. Louis or Kansas City, but we're not a small rural town either, more of a suburban feel. We have tons of different restaurants, lots of different festivals that happen in Columbia each year, lots of really good food. And if you're into nature, doing things outside, we are surrounded by 89 different parks as well. So lots of things going on. My favorite thing about downtown Columbia, which you can see here on the screen, is the fact that it is right across the street from our campus. So if you are on the quad for class, you can meet your friends downtown after class. You just have to step right across the street. It makes everything really accessible for our students, really walkable, although we do allow students to bring cars, as well as we have a bus system that we utilize through campus and Columbia. So we do have over 300 academic programs, so a lot of different things to choose from to study. Those are housed in 13 different schools and colleges. Some of our larger programs are going to be our College of Business, our School of Nursing, our School of Health Professions, our College of Engineering, and our School of Journalism. We are home to the world's first ever School of Journalism, so that is a program we are very, very proud of here on our campus. You do not have to know what you want to study when you come to Mizzou. We do also offer a Discover program for our exploring students who are still trying to figure it out, which is totally fine because you do not have to know what you want to do when you're 17 or 18 years old. Something you'll hear us talk about a lot on our campus is what we call the Missouri method. It is essentially learning by doing. So we want our students to be out there active in their field of study, not sitting in a classroom. So whether that's through internships, extracurricular activities, practicums, clinical rotations, whatever that means for your area of study, we want you to be out there and actively doing that. One of our best examples is going to be that bottom right-hand corner picture. That is KOMU. That is our NBC news station. We are the only university to own and operate an NBC station. It's completely run by our students and faculty within our journalism school 365 days a year. So we want you to not only graduate with a degree from Mizzou, but also a professional working resume. Fun fact for you all, we are home of the original homecoming. So we did invent homecoming back in 1911. So if you enjoy celebrating that at your high school, you will definitely enjoy our month-long celebration here in Columbia, the whole month of October dedicated to homecoming. It all culminates in our homecoming football game. We are members of the SEC, or the Southeastern Conference. So we're very proud of that. We have 20 different NCAA Division I sports. It really adds to our school spirit and our camaraderie here. Nothing beats an SEC game day. If you're looking to apply to Mizzou, we do have a couple of options for you. We are on the Common App, and we also have our university-specific application. Either one is totally fine. We are on rolling admissions, so our application opens August 1st every year, and we will just need that application, your official high school transcript sent directly from your high school, and if you're applying with a test score, we will need that test score sent directly from ACT or College Board. We did just start a test optional policy this past year, which has been extended for our incoming class of 2022 as well. So if you do not have a test score or wish to not apply with a test score, we do have a process for you where you can apply with just your transcripts, resume, and an essay. We do have a large number of automatic merit-based scholarships for our students. These are scholarships that you are automatically going to receive based on your application to Mizzou, based on that GPA and that test score, or if you're applying through our test optional policy based on your holistic review from our committee. One of my favorite things to talk about out-of-state students about is our residency process. Missouri is the easiest state to gain residency in, which means you can come to Mizzou, live on campus in a dorm, establish residency within the state during your freshman year, and become an in-state student for the remainder of your time at Mizzou. You have to complete these 5 steps on the screen within that first 12 months on campus. And once you do that, you're an in-state student. It's about a $17,000 difference a year. So that is a phenomenal program you're only going to find in the state of Missouri or Utah. Like I said, my name is Jordan Moore. I'm the regional admissions representative. That's my contact information. I appreciate you joining us here this evening, and go Tigers.
Thank you very much, Mizzou. And thank you to all of our panelists for taking time to join us this evening and sharing information about your schools. We certainly appreciate that. And we also want to definitely thank all of our attendees for joining us. We hope you got some good information out of this session and are in further contact with all of these universities. Before we do close out this session, just a few quick housekeeping items. The first is that when we close this window, you will receive a very quick 4-question survey that we ask that you take a minute and complete. And about 1 week from today, a recording of this session will be available on that same registration website. But thank you again from all of us, and to all of you students, good luck in your college search. Have a great evening. I'll leave the window open for a minute, students, if you want to copy any information from the chat.